Golden carp are known to go up to around 70 pounds in this lake. Can you imagine one of those?
Beautiful. I always said I fancied this swim.
The triple wok challenge in Thailand was starting to sizzle. We've now moved from Koh Samui to Krabi on the mainland, and this was a venue we all hoped to catch a Julian's carp from. And Tom had already banked a corker. Yes. A 33-pound 12-ounce beauty.
Not surprised at all that Dovey's managed to catch a Julian's. It's the one that we all really want, and he's the first off the mark. But from a competition point of view, it now means he's got his hand on one of the woks. The other two are draws only. Biggest Julian's, it's all him at the minute. It was all quiet up our end of the lake, and so when old Golden Balls went for a call of nature, I decided to play a little trick to keep him on his toes.
Call of nature? I almost had a call of nature in me pants.
Every time it gets me.
I was tipped off by a guide that they use darker hook baits for the Julians, so I cast a cell-flavoured cork dust wafter back to the apparently red-hot spot in the bay margins.
Beautiful cast, that.
And just 20 minutes later, it was away.
What have we got? It certainly went off at the speed of a Julian. That's me coming your way, geez, maybe. Yeah, I can feel your braid. Is the bail arm open, bro?
Yeah, mate.
Thank you.
It's one problem when you are fishing in close proximity. The fish are so powerful, there's nothing you can do to stop them. So just have to open up the bail arm and help him get his fish in.
I'm hoping it's a Clary. Oh, yeah, it's a Julian's. Oh, yeah. You're a beauty. We're struggling with that line. It's picked up spooners. Oh, yes, we're in. Get in there. Woo! Cheers.
Whee! Getting back out there, shall we?
This Julian's put me in the lead for the species wok on 4, but for the Julie's wok, I needed to beat Dovey's 33-pound 12 ounces.
Yeah. 33.12. Oh, wow. What happens here? Well, someone's going to have to beat it, aren't they? How about that? That is an amazing, amazing looking fish. Really, really are rare, hard to catch, and you've got to pick your waters wisely, and we have, and it's beautiful to have one in my arms. Thank you, mate. You are an absolute pearler.
I mean, seriously, what are the chances of Ali catching exactly the same weight Julian as me? But what it does mean is that I'm just going to have to catch a bigger one, aren't I?
I really needed to join the party at this second venue, and it looked red hot in the area between Ali and me, where we both had rigs.
Unlucky spoon dog. Looks like they're liking Hamidi's rigs and bait today.
You never really know what you're hooking in somewhere like this. It can just be anything could pop up.
An intense 20-minute battle followed.
Al's playing one from out in that same sort of zone. It was only a matter of time before one of us had a bite. Guessing it's a Siamese. Set it on for quite a long time.
You were right, Spoons.
Here we go. Our first big Siamese of the trip. Yes. Good to be back.
Well done, Al.
This Siamese was estimated to be between 60 and 70 pounds, but there are beasts potentially triple this size out there, and that was what I really wanted.
Meanwhile, in my swim, my rod was ripping off. Those bites are insane. What on earth? Come on. Oh, my God. Oh, no. Oh, has it come off or not? That's still on. What on earth went on there? I was gutted then for a second, but hey, we're back in. What can you say? It's starting to feel a bit serious, this. It's really holding its ground. It feels like a big fish. The Julien's got up to about 70 pounds. Oh, my God, if it was one that size and it was a Julien's, that wok is mine. But for Siamese as well, it means that I've got another species on my list, so either one would be lovely.
The fight went on for 30 minutes, and as the sun went down behind the mountains, I finally caught a glimpse.
Yeah, that is a Siamese. It's definitely a Siamese. If this goes in the net, it's the first Siamese of the trip for me, and my third species. Look at that pink sky over there. There is not a more unreal setting to fish in, especially for carp in this place. That is spectacular. Look at the size of that fish. Is he in there? Eee. Oh my days. I'm ready for bed. That was knackering.
As the day's fishing drew to a close, a blank was staring me in the face. But well done, Dovey, on that cracking Siamese.
Look at that ridiculous fish, around 90 to 95 pounds. And this big old boy puts me back in the game. Oh, my God. I forgot how big these fish were. I couldn't really have asked more from today. Big old Julien in the morning, massive old Siamese in the evening. You can't ask for much more than that of a day's fishing, can you? Now, what will tomorrow bring? So after today, I was well and truly back in the game. Ali and I were drawing on the biggest Juliens. Ali was leading on the most species, and it was a three-way draw for rarest.
We had 5 full days left of fishing, and the following morning, as Ali and Dovey got settled into their original swims, I decided to take a chance on the wildcard swim. Now, in this quiet corner of the lake called the Grassy, hide some of the ultra-rare carp species like the black shark carp, a stunning yet highly territorial and aggressive fish that fight way beyond their weight. The Marigal carp, which are naturally found in fast-moving rivers, this lean, torpedo-shaped cyprinid is known for its extreme speed. And finally, the Hovens. In the wild, they're known to eat poisonous seeds and berries to, well, get high and become incredibly toxic to predators. There's a reason this fish is known as the mad carp. Ali was leading the way in the most carp species wok, and we were all tied on the rarest. And if I could bag one of these rare fish, it could well put me at a major advantage and see me walking away with glory. I'm fishing very similarly to how I did yesterday. Small quantities of bait, short rigs and tiny hook baits. Basically, anything that comes in can eat it.
Not much was happening in my swim, and my angling brain was ticking. Today, fishing-wise, I've fished pretty much exactly the same as I did yesterday, but the lake as a whole seems very quiet. The fish aren't showing that much, so, yeah, it's difficult, but I'm going to stay put, carry on doing what I'm doing and see what happens.
My gamble to move to the Grassy swim for the day was not paying off. I still hadn't managed a fish of any type from this venue, and my head was beginning to wobble. Start of the triple, got off great for me, got myself a few species at the first venue, come to the second venue, hit a brick wall, no carp.
I don't think anything's happening down there with Spooner in the Grassy today, so that can either be one of two things. It can either be that he's not fishing it right and he's not catching them, or there isn't fish down there, so I'm going to have to think about this and see if I'm going to go there tomorrow or not.
With it all being quiet, my thoughts turn to PB-busting Siamese.
I have real belief that some of them big uns are out there in my swim having a look around. Be mad not to be angling for them, and honestly, for me, the competition's gone out the window. Let them crack on, let them have a go. If I get a Julien's on my left-hand rod, beautiful, but I'm all about headlines, aren't I, you know? Who wants woks? I want front-page news.
In the years I've been coming here, I've realised between the morning and afternoon going into the evening, the bait we're feeding is constantly changing. In the morning, it's fresh, solid, hard on the bottom, but as the day progresses, that feed is breaking down and becoming finer. Now, Siamese filter feed by smashing into the bottom and sending plumes of debris high up into the water column, in which they sift through to eat the fine food particles. Thus my approach changes from fishing shorter 12-inch hook links and heavy baits in the morning, which act similarly to the fresh loose feed, to longer 24-inch hook links and lighter baits that act in the same way as the now much more broken down food items. Due to the sheer size of these big Siamese, these rig tweaks mirror the height in which they are now feeding later in the day. With the rig tweaks and the Siamese now giving us a real show, I felt like something special was about to happen.
Oh, she's moving fast, this fish. Coming towards me now. Look at that water moving. What is going on? It's even scary in saying, oh, it's my fish.
Our epic Thailand carp competition was in full flow. Dovey and myself were having a quiet day, whilst Ali was having a workout with something huge.
Oh, it is a big old Siamese. A very, 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 very big Siamese.
A tense, toe-to-toe, brutal battle of 45 minutes followed in the oppressive midday conditions.
Oh, yeah, that is a monster. That is an absolute oh, my God, please get that in the net. Oh, my God, I've never seen anything like it.
With only a size 4 crank hook between me and this beast, my heart was beating out my chest. Then I had my second chance.
Oh, my life. Look at the size of that. Go in, go in, go in. Oh, yes! Yes! Wow.
He's shouting and screaming. It's got to be big.
Just landed what is, without doubt, the biggest carp of any type I've ever caught. I think the biggest fish we have ever caught on Monster Carp. It belongs in the sea, not in a lake.
As a storm began to brew, we had to get the beast ready for weighing. Our biggest ever carp as a team was the 153-pounder that Sπούνερ had caught at this very lake 2 years previous. Was this one bigger?
1, 2, 3.
Wow.
That's it.
154.
Yeah, it's 154.
154 bigger. It is the biggest carp we've ever caught on Monster Carp by a pound.
Yours was 150.
Free. It was, yeah. That is brilliant.
Yeah. They said he's actually a joke.
This is a... Well, Sπούνερ, you're used to this, aren't you?
Yeah, well, not quite.
Well, 1 pound, mate, it makes a big difference on the lift. Are we ready, boys? Let's smile. Making memories, day and a half in. This is outrageous. Here we go.
3, 2, 1.
Just pretending.
Cheers, boys. Cheers, boys. Thank you. I've kissed you so much in the last 12 months.
What a momentous occasion to spend with your best angling buddies. A fish of dreams. A fish of a lifetime.
Yeah, boy!
We're all drowning now.
Well out of himself there.
This is at least 6 inches deep.
It's great to see a fish like that, 154 pound. That is incredible. But there is a downside. I had fish all over me. I was about to get a bite. If I don't catch today, especially in other species, I'm going to blame him. And he's already had a Siamese. And typically, no more fish, let alone carp, were caught that day by anyone. So no change on the leaderboard, and just 4 full days remained of the Thailand carp competition.
The following day, I decided to pass up the opportunity to fish the wildcard swim, instead moving to the other side of the lake into C3. Sπούνερ, who has blanked so far on this venue, is hoping to improve his luck in his 3rd swim so far, E3.
Well, rods are all set. New swim. Third day lucky.
Mid-morning, I landed my second Julian's, but it wasn't big enough to take a clear lead.
That's what we're here for.
Well done, bro.
What a Julian's looks like, bro.
Great, mate.
Look at that.
Look, it's the first I've actually seen.
Is it?
Yeah.
I continued to tweak with little changes and managed a magnificent £90 plus Siamese, although now I really wanted a £40 plus Julian's.
The lads were in the zone. Me, however, well, I couldn't catch a cold, let alone a carp, and they were all over my spots like a rash. So the day drew to a close with, again, no change to the leaderboard. 3 days to go and everyone was in the same swims as yesterday. For me, squeaky bum time had started as time was running out for me to catch the carp I'd come to Thailand for. Really need to get a Julian's ticked off sooner rather than later. Without it, I'm not in the competition. A few hours later and I had a savage take. Could this be what gets me back in the game?
Got a big one, mate.
I don't think I've ever had a fish that's dragged a rod pod forward before. Please be a Julian's.
No, that has not come off. No. Mate, double check it's still on though, because I had this the other day and there was one still on the end, where it just moves direction really quickly.
That ain't on, mate.
No. Mate, sorry, geese. Leave you to it. I've never seen Spooner so distraught about losing a fish, and it's totally understandable. Literally half an hour before he had that bite, I saw a huge Julian's jump over his left-hand rod, which is the rod it was. Absolute gutter for him.
I was starting to believe my dream of a Julian's just wasn't meant to be. Well, I just had a really weird bite. I've got a rod tucked over under the tree over there, and I thought I just had a liner, and then as I'm sort of investigating it and about to tighten it, the rod slammed down as something ran with a little bit of pace. I could really do with a Julian's as well. I could do with landing anything, but I could really do with a Julian's. If it's big, it puts me to the top of that competition. If it is a Julian's, it puts me joint top of the species hunt. For the 10 minutes that followed, I was petrified I'd lose whatever it was. What are you gonna be? It's Julian's! Please, please, please come in. It looks like he's got my other rod in an absolute catch crate. Oh no, someone else's line as well. Please, please, please. Yes! I just caught Julian's. Yes! I knew if I stuck to my guns, I was pretty sure it was going to happen. But as time ticks on, you wonder, is it? Just as. The big question, though, was it bigger than Ali and Dovey's tying weight of £33, 12 ounces? As long as it's bigger than 33.12, boys. Yes! £38, 2 ounces. Or, otherwise known as...
No. It's 33.12, look. Well done, mate.
Cheers.
Massive well
Cheers.
done. That's a big one. That's going to be hard to beat that.
Yes! Right, let's get back in the water. Oh, look at that. A thing of absolute beauty. And when it puts you to the top of the Julian's leaderboard, it's even better. Mwah. What a way to break my Julian's duck. Absolutely made up. Little bit of inside information for you here. Don't tell the other boys, but this is exactly what I've used to just catch me first Julian's carp. I'm using one of the house boilies because everything in here eats it. And rig-wise, Because the Julien's carp is so similar to a king carp back home, I'm using a rig that's effective for them. It's a coated hook link, which means it doesn't tangle on the cast. It's always presented, and basically anything can pick it up. I've gone with the coated braid because the Siamese carp, the big filter feeders, are less likely to get caught by it. It's just not as effective. Finally, just a big old heavy lead, and as soon as Mr. Carp picks that up, feels the weight of the lead, he runs away, and my bite alarm lets me know. Unfortunately, I didn't catch any more counting carp that day, and neither did the lads. But at least the leaderboard was looking a lot more appealing from my point of view. Happy days. It was the penultimate day in Thailand, and as Dovey and myself finished getting our last rods out, Ali was away already.
I just went to touch the clutch, and this rod literally pretty much ripped off. I thought, what have I done? Why is it beeping so much? I've not even touched it. I would love, really love, a 40-pound Julien's. Just in my mind, it was always, can I catch a PB Siamese whilst here, whilst angling, and also to catch one of these really, really special creatures at a 40-pound weight. That would be absolutely epic. Let's see, what have we got? It's a Julie. It is a Julie. I'm not sure how big, but boy, is it fighting. Let's be having ya. Oh, it's a big one. Oh no. Yeah. Yes! Yes! That looks decent. Yes! Love it when a plan comes together. Love it. Absolutely love it. Yes.
Will this beat Spooner's 38-pounder or even break the magical 40-pound barrier?
What is going on here? That is 42, 42 and a half.
42 and a half. That is ambition achieved. A 40-pound Julian prize carp. Someone's feeling good. Yes. Sorry, mate.
No, well done, bruv. That is my dream fish in there. That is mega.
It's my dream fish too. I'd achieved my goal of catching a monstrous Siamese and now a 40-pound Julien's. This was becoming an absolute red letter session.
Right here is exactly what we came for. Look at that. The stripes, the eyes, sheer power, muscle. It's got it all, this fish. I just wish we had him in England.
Moments after putting her back, I was taken by surprise. I was only away again.
Go on, be a 50-pound Julian. Could you imagine? Oh, it's a good one. It's a big Julie. It's a big Julie. Oh, that might be bigger than the last one. Either way, you can't get bored of catching these. Oh, man, I love this species. I love this species even more when they slide in your net, just a bit like that. Yes, another one. We're ticking them off. We've made changes. We're catching.
I was already topping the Julien's chart with a 42.5-pounder, but what was this gonna go?
43.4? Yeah? 43.4. A brace of Julians in a day. Over 40 pounds. That is a joke. I am so happy with that. I can't believe it.
2 40-pound Juliens in a day. Absolute euphoria. A stunning, stunning creature. It was the penultimate day in Thailand and the competition was hotting up. I jumped to the top of the leaderboard with not one, yes, but 2 40-pound Juliens.
Meanwhile, in my swim, I was into something that felt serious. Don't think this is a Julien's. Whatever it was, it literally proceeded to take me all over the lake. I wouldn't be surprised if this is an octopus, if I'm honest. It's fighting like one.
I even had to reel in as it had gone up to my swim. Time to pay Dovey a visit.
Any danger?
Scared the life out.
Any danger?
Meanwhile, it was my turn again to fish the wildcard swim. I only needed one more carp species to take the lead in the species what and potentially grab the rarest carp what while I was at it. I was going delicate on every rod with a single piece of fake corn to maximise what could pick it up.
I've just been told we've just passed the 3-hour mark.
Take your time, Dovey. I didn't want to fish again today anyway.
Meanwhile, in the wildcard swim, I was away. But what could it be?
It's definitely a little carp of some sort. I don't know what it is. Big scales, a bit like a common. Roe. Hovens. Hovens is a new species. Yes! 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 I'm still trying to celebrate quietly because there might be another chance. Kidding!
The single grain of corn had worked.
It's a Hovens. You know what that means? I'm top of the species hunt. I've got to be top of the rarest one. And if I can now just nick a big Julien's, I'll have a full house. Get in.
Well, this proper cool character is known as a Hovens carp. Reminds me quite a lot of a grassy. Whatever way you look at it, it's another carp species and puts me right at the top of the species competition. Absolutely buzzing. As night fell, just before I packed up, I thought I'd radio the lads with my good news.
I've had a very special capture, lads. I've managed to catch a Hovens carp somewhere between 22 and 24 pound. Proper buzzed up right now.
Shut the front door. I'm not having that. Dovey, you having that?
I'm having it. He's probably caught it. Well done, mate.
Shut up, Neil.
Cheers, boys. I knew you'd appreciate that. Cheers.
So I packed up, had a long shower, then went to see Dovey, just in time.
To be fair, Spoons, he's been playing it for over 6 hours. You didn't need to rush.
Wait.
Oh, it's a Siamese. It is a Siamese.
Oh, my God.
It's a Siamese.
No way.
It's not even that... How big is it? No, that is big.
Record breaker. Longest fight of a Siamese ever.
And it took me 6.5 hours. If this is not a PB, I'm never going to live this down.
Dovey's PB was £121, and this one was...
That is 110, 111 pound of lunatic carp. Right, let's get him back.
I think Tom was having a bit of a struggle up today. Needed some air time. Drag out a fight. Good way to get it. Job done.
Well, that is one mental Siamese.
That's made me look like an absolute idiot. And of course, it stood for nothing, as I'd already ticked Siamese off my species list. As it stood, Spooner was winning 2 woks and Ali the third. Just 12 hours of fishing time remained for me to turn it around. Otherwise, I'd be walking away wokless. My day's target, a massive Julien's to beat Al.
I was going all guns blazing with the house boilie, for one species, for one reason only.
If I can nick a big old Julien's today, I'll win everything.
Not if I could help it, Spoons, you won't. And I was certain there were more monster Juliens and Siamese in my swim after a week of heavy baiting, and my rigs were now fine-tuned for them.
My best mate Dovey was first off the mark on the Clary front.
Yes! Oh, it's nice to get one of them again. It wasn't bigger than Ali's 43-pounder, but a lovely upper 20 Julien's all the same.
Spoons was away next. Looked decent if it was a Julie's.
It's a Siamese.
A lively one, around the 50-pound mark.
The conditions suddenly changed and really turned the fish on all over the lake, resulting in a battle with a very heavy Siamese.
Oh, my life, look at that.
It was a massive 130-pounder, my second biggest Siamese ever.
Whoa, yes! Get in there.
Over in my swim,
Yes!
it was another Julien's. And the rain comes down. It was about 30 pounds, but I needed one of over 43 to beat Al.
The rain fell even harder, but it didn't put us off grafting. But only a couple of hours now remained.
I was then away again, and this felt like another big Siamese.
I really feel like because of the amount of bait I've put in, that I'm close to catching one of the real big ones in here, the biggest.
After a long, dogged fight, I saw it.
Oh, wow. That is a monster. That is bigger than my first one. It's in my net. Whoa! Whoa! That is the big one, isn't it?
I think it's you.
Yeah! Whoa! Yeah! I knew I was close. I knew I was close to that boy!
What on earth is Ali screaming about?
Something very serious has obviously gone down.
I was certain I'd just landed the lake record Siamese that usually weighs around the 180-pound mark.
I knew I was going to have it. And I did.
But just to double check, we went to VAR and got in the experts to 100% identify it. The referee's decision was in.
Oh, you wouldn't believe this. I was convinced during the fight, at one stage, I thought it's the same one as I caught the other day. It is the same one. Oh, I thought it was the big one.
In the UK, if a fish comes out twice in a month, you'd call it a mugfish. But twice in the same week.
At least it was about 4 times the size of your one.
I hope it's not the same one I had the other day.
Well, apparently my 154-pound friend hadn't been caught for 18 months prior to our trip. Anyway, it's time to say goodbye again, as she was keen to get back, just so I could go for the hat-trick.
We all fished on hard for another hour, but alas, no more leaderboard-worthy carp were caught, but what an incredible journey it's been. We've all absolutely fished our socks off this trip, chasing down the coveted woks, and managed to land a lot more carp than we were able to show in just one jam-packed episode. And that's not to mention the numerous other non-carp species too. Trip of a lifetime.
Hello there, boys. Spooner, Dovey. This is officially the end of what can only be described as one of the most enjoyable trips of my life. What are you lads saying?
Yeah, mate, it's been absolutely awesome. I'm already wondering what I'm going to cook in my new woks.
Well, mate, whatever you cook, can you cook me some? Because I haven't got any woks, mate. But, yeah, what a good trip. I'm gutted it's ending, if I'm honest.
Just you remember, Dovey, it is the taking part that counts, mate. Don't worry, chin up, eh?
Neil, can I have one of your woks, please, mate?
No, you can't.
All right, we're not best friends anymore. That's it, we're over.
Tommy, no, mate. Spoons, I always knew we'd come together in the end.
Yeah, that's it, Al. Yeah. Now, Dovey, I'll tell you what, I'll get you a best friends wok. I'll get one done just for you, mate.
Whee, cheers, mate. I love you.
The final leaderboard stand-in saw Spooner take the highly credited most species wok and also the rarest carp with his Hovens, with me picking up the most sought-after, the biggest Julian's wok.
3 competitions on offer this week. I'd love to have walked away with all 3 prizes, but you know what? I'm happy to walk away with 2.
Yes, I walk away from here wokless, but I've really enjoyed the trip. Personal highlight for me was catching the Julians. They're beautiful fish, and I really just enjoyed the way you have to fish for them. So, yeah, I really, really enjoyed this trip.
I really wanted the biggest Julians, even though I felt the man who catches the most carp species deserves a bigger pat on the back. But the one I wanted is the one I've got. The biggest Julians.
Walking hell.